Hi everyone, welcome back. It's another YouTube video with me, Hither Mann, and I'm joined with an amazing, the youngest student I've ever had to date. Records have been made with this individual. This guy is called
Amar. I'm Amar.
Amar. So he's amazing. How old are you?
I'm 19.
19. How old were you when you started with me?
17.
Yep. When he came under my training, he was no more than 17 years old, so the guy's immense. We've had another individual that you know Lee, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's not the youngest, believe it or not. I didn't reveal at that point because Amar is definitely the youngest and has been quite an impressive individual. In fact, his journey started, when did you start trading?
When I was 13, really.
13 years old. You know, there's not many people like him that can actually claim to say, yeah, I knew what the financial markets were about when I was 13 years old. I didn't know. I had no idea what financial markets were at 13. So, you know, he's like a mini Warren Buffett working his way up. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with him and training him. So it was actually, who signed you up onto my training? Was it you or your mum?
Initially it was my mum, then I came back and signed it.
Yeah, so. His mum is amazing. So it takes great parents, in my opinion, to make individuals like him. His mum is the only parent that I know, and she's fantastic. That I can see why Amar is. I call you Amar. He's Amar. Apologies. Why he is so like dynamic, and he's traded since he's young, and he's quite independent in his thought process. To a point where I needed to like reining him a little bit, you know, he needed a bit of telling off. Did I tell you off a few times?
Yes.
Yeah?
Definitely.
He's still here though, 2 years on. That's a good sign. So, you know, my mentorship is a lifetime mentorship if I think you're good enough. And Amar, definitely. He was one of those guys that I knew had great potential, and in fact, I took it on as a personal challenge to make sure that we didn't lose the potential. Because one thing about young guys, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, you will get distracted along the way, and it's very easy. Very talented individuals, especially if you're talented young and you've got a bit of a skill set that no one's really, if you haven't been mentored right, you can waste it. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely.
I mean, what do people who are 17 do normally, like your friend, like your peer group at this point?
Most probably trying to sneak into clubs, get drunk, not go to school.
Yeah, there you go.
Just mess around, really.
Did any one of your peer groups know that you were trading to this level?
Only my closest friends, only about 3 people.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's not many people like him. And then through the journey, how did you find it, actually, learning?
Trading emotionally traumatizing. It takes you through ups, it takes you through downs, but it was okay. Right.
He was one of the cleverest students I've ever had. I remember when I was teaching a group of students, we'd do it in the city. We do the training in the hub of like trading environments, and he was in a fairly small group, so they had quite, you know, it's not a small group. And one thing I'm very keen on is to keep those groups small, to give you that one-to-one attention as much as I can. And I remember teaching him, and he literally was like, got it, one go. And everybody else on that table, I had to use him. The first time I ever trained the guy, he was helping my other students trade and learn what I was teaching them. You know, so he was actually very good at the off, you know, from the start. So I'm very impressed with him. Not saying that everyone's going to be that good, but he just had it in him to be very good at trading. So if you're trading already and you're below the age of 17, then please turn up, because you have yet to break the Amar record. Is that a fair statement? Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Because he's made the benchmark for the youngest and the very successful. What kind of returns have you been making?
Current account with your strategy is 73% return in about a year.
Okay, what kind of risk profile?
Risk was done 6-month term, so 100% over 6 months.
Okay, and who makes you responsible for your risk? As in, like, who decides how much you risk?
Me.
Okay, and have you got any problems with? Are you able to deal with the losses if they occur?
Yeah, losses are losses. Okay. Wins are wins.
Good. So this is the thing. So I need you to pay attention to the fact that when I teach my traders, they learn risk management to a very high level. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 100%. It's almost like more important than anything else. I make sure they understand risk, because if you haven't got the correct risk management, then what are we doing effectively?
Yeah. Also disassociation with money.
Yeah, that's exactly. I will get to that in a minute. But with the risk management thing, what I was trying to get to was that if we don't have it right, then you're gambling, and that's where people go wrong. And 95% of us don't know how to trade. So I mean, not my students, but other people. So generally in the world, when people say they trade, they don't know how they trade. They're actually in that percentage that are gambling. But my students understand risk management. They are fully responsible. So they decide over the risk. We have a rolling risk strategy is what I call it, and they know whether to spread it over a 6-month period or a 12-month period. And they decide how much they want to risk. So risk reward, hence he's making 73% in a year. What strategies, I mean, like how many strategies did you learn from me?
I learned 3 strategies, but I really used 2 because the third one, for how I trade, it doesn't properly align. I'm more of an erratic trader where I like shorter terms, high returns, higher risk.
Okay, so there you go. So my strategies are designed to suit all personality types. That's what I'm trying to make sure. One thing I won't do as a mentor is try and control you too much. I will tell you, yeah, these are the strategies, understand the way they are, and then I let them, the best traders will work with their personality. He's got a very unique personality. He likes the risk and the reward, etc. And it pays off because look what kind of returns he's made. How else has the training helped you?
Business-wise, it's helped a lot because
he's never had a job, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the good thing about this guy. He is so entrepreneurial that I believe that's a label only to be given by someone else. I mean, he never says I'm an entrepreneur. Well, I've told him otherwise not to. You have to be labeled that. So I can happily say this guy is an entrepreneur because he's never worked a job in his life, and he's one who will try to do different things. So yeah, tell them about your businesses.
Well, businesses, I have an import-export company importing from Asia to the Western world. Then I have a crypto business dealing with some of the largest brokers in crypto. And
if you guys don't know what crypto is, but don't worry, because I didn't either. This guy is obviously the Bitcoin market. How else would you describe that? It's a digital currency market?
Yeah, it's a digital currency market. It's a different monetary system to how our monetary system is, which is the fiat market. And it's just an emerging market worth over 50 billion today. So
the guy's not scared of big numbers. Also, so tell us about, and they don't know this, you were approached by 2 hedge funds, or these at least 9 hedge funds.
Yes.
And what?
And 2 institutional banks.
And 2 institutional banks to do what?
To set up crypto systems and be a crypto trader in a bank, but I declined them because it's 7 a.m.
He declined big banks and 9 hedge funds. This is important. So you guys think that that's the be-all, end-all. Well, this is a guy that's been approached by 2 institutional, would you say? So 9, 10, 11 big-time firms. And he said no to all of them. Why?
The 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. lifestyle is not for me. I'm more of a social person, so being a trader behind desk is more antisocial, and working behind desk 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. it's not how I envision my life. So
I agree 100%. I mean, I think I remember, I mean, do you remember when I used to tell people that the whole point I took on trading was for a lifestyle?
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to do to students is make them go into a bigger 9-to-5 job, or in this case 7 till
7 to 9.
Yeah, I mean, like some of these hedge funds and institutional places are not fun. You know, a lot of people think that's the place to be, but like Amar said, if you have a way of making money, and he trades, and it doesn't, all these business entrepreneurship, like different ventures he's doing, he is still trading. So tell them a bit of your routine for trading.
Well, I trade at midnight because it's the most convenient for me, and I'm 99% of the time up at midnight.
He's as a night owl.
Yeah, I'm definitely a night owl, especially because I work with America and China, and so.
And he's based in the UK. Yeah, that's when he means.
So the late hours is the most convenient time to coordinate with both of them. And so trading only really takes me about 10-15 minutes, so it suits my lifestyle.
Instead of the 7 till 9,
Yeah.
instead of the 12 or
Yeah.
14 hours, you provide 12 minutes, which is fair enough. You know, it's quite a big difference
Yeah.
to be able to still generate the income. I mean, that kind of return is insane, and it's sustainable. I mean, he's done good trading for 2 years, so I've watched him. And the first year, I'll be honest with you, was the toughest one, even as a mentor, watching how he was progressing, because he was, would you say you were always this disciplined?
No way. No way.
So don't think, oh, he must have been good all the time. No, he wasn't. He had that. I taught him everything. Notice how he said he trades at midnight, and that's because of the strategies I teach you. It's specific to how I teach my students. Also, we don't need to go into that too much. That's more for training. But the fact is that in this first year, even though he learned everything to the perfected level of, you know, I knew he could learn it. He knew everything. But did you put it into practice straight away? Did you listen to me when I said, did you listen to me when I said don't go in and out the market so often?
No.
Yeah, even you can put your hands up to that. I know as a mentor how sometimes he couldn't get that gambling instinct out, which is fine. I don't go crazy too much. I literally watch and learn, and I see, well, let's see what he's made of. And luckily, he realized what works and what doesn't work, and now you are happier trading. I mean, obviously you're going to have your own trading style, but if you can consistently make the results work, then that's when I'd say you'll. What advice would you give people who are scalping the market?
Best of luck to you. It's emotionally traumatizing. It really takes it out of you when you're scalping, and most people that I know who scalp don't really make too much money from it.
Yeah, it's like you make highs and you lose more than you've ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it in the past. I know years and years ago. So far ago I've forgotten, but Amar knows that I used to do that once, and that's why I learned how to trade properly, because it did burn me hard. So
the emotional pain to reward, in my opinion, isn't worth it. So
absolutely. I mean, you mentioned something earlier. So how else did I have the mentorship help you? You were talking about your relationship with money. So how did that help?
It helped disassociate money as being a key highlight and importance in my life, and just money as being this tool.
And a byproduct.
Yeah, byproduct. It's not important money at all. It's just the journey to getting the money is the best part.
Yeah.
It's not the money, because really what are you going to do with like $1 billion in the bank? Spend it? How much stuff can you really buy? But what's fulfilling is the journey getting there, like starting a business. That journey, just making all the deals, learning, or trading, for instance. The journey going through the learnings, the ups, the downs, to get the reward is so much better.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love hearing that from a student. It shows how much he's matured, because when I have my students at the very beginning, one of the biggest part of their journey is their financial blueprint, which is their relationship with money. So I make everyone go through this training. I make them understand that money isn't going to be the key driver. It never should be, because if you chase money alone, you'll never get it. You'll always be that one person that will grab it and try and hold on to it, and then you lose it. But all my students, definitely Amar, he understands the relationship with money, i.e. he's not scared of making it, which is why he'll be able to make so much, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. And he's not scared of losing it if it does get to that point. But what he is really in control of, and what will make him very wealthy, is the process in which he's creating this money. Yeah.
And appreciating the journey is the best part.
And the kind of person you're becoming. Because would you not say you're far more sophisticated now than you were 2 years ago?
Yes, definitely.
How have you changed? Give them some key points how you've changed in 2 years.
I think it's just my focus, my confidence in myself, because I would be like not really confident in myself going out there, talking to people, and then just developing that confidence and that association has helped me in terms of business, where I'm able now to go to China, strike £1 million deals, go talk to some big hedge funds, do the business I need. It's
no intimidation.
And the way you start to be able to read people at a certain point, and you can see how their patterns work, and then try and gel with them. Really, it's great for business. It's great for trading.
It really makes me impressed that he's. It's really nice to see his mentor, because I remember when he was starting the journey, I spent hours with him telling you what books to read, making you rethink how you take the philosophy of life. It's not, see, trading is not just about the money. It never is. In fact, we hardly ever think about that. We just, how I see my students and how I know how well they're doing is how they transform. The money will come as a byproduct. And this is another testament to it. And this is why I love sharing these stories with you, because they inspire me. They're definitely going to inspire you. You know, I think that anyone at his age should look up to that, because most people are doing stupid things. I mean, I'm not impressed by most of the 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, whatever. They are not focusing on the right thing. And when you get an example like you, this is only the beginning. Tell them what you're going to do in your future.
In the future, well, I'm starting up a few brands now and a bit of fintech technologies, so can't really get into too much of that.
Confidential, but, yeah, okay. And you know, having a good network, things that I've taught you, and he always preaches. Sometimes when he comes back to me and he goes, I remember you said network is your net worth. He's at my house and he's got all these like great details on. He's very good. He's a very good student. He puts into practice what he's taught, and his principles in life have never dropped, in my opinion. You know, he's gone through everyone goes through crazy patches, especially at this age. It's like the most crazy age you can be. So if you're going to go wrong, it's going to be at this age, I would say. Yeah. Comfortably, can say for myself. But it's very impressive. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the beginning, and I can't wait to see and capture in what you would do in the future. Let's give a couple of parting points. What would you say to these guys if they want to trade, if they're young, older than you, whatever age? What would you say to them?
Definitely try it. Don't bother with demo, because demo isn't going to help you in any means. You'll win some, it's not really there. When you have your own money in the game, and when it hurts here, when you lose it, that's what will shape you to be the better trader. Yeah. You need to disassociate your mind, your relationship with money needs to be disassociated.
Yeah, absolutely. He's immense. He's a great example. This is only the beginning, so watch out, because in the future I will be bringing him back to say, right, Anna, what have you been doing next? He inspires me. So we're going to be working closely with him to see where we can push him, because he's getting very impressive. So I'm going to say bye to them, because if you want to meet Amar, if he's at the event, if he's not in China, if he's not in America, if he's not traveling the world doing something, he actually spent 26 days in the Ritz. When?
October to November.
And for how old were you then?
I was still 19. I just turned 19.
You just turned 19. How many 19-year-olds do you know who've been making it themselves, his own money? He spent 26 days in the Ritz, £250 a night, paid for by himself, living it up. And he can write that off as a company expense. And this is his skill set in both trading and his e-commerce businesses. So, guys, amazing. So follow him if you can. Come find him at my events. Come to my events. Can't wait to see you there. Like this video, and if you want to see more stories about Amar, then if you more likes I get, then more definitely I'll be posting on him. So great. Can't wait to see you guys. So. See you soon, hopefully.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.